what does your full potential look like? You know, in every area of your life, what is full potential? What do I look like living up to my full potential as a dad, as a husband, as an athlete? What does my health look like? What does my friendships look like? Am I showing up for the people that matter in my life? And that is the driver here. All right, day 61 of Carnivore. And guys, I'm still feeling good. Still feeling like every single day is actually getting better and better. And today I wanted to talk about this idea. I'm starting kind of this series here now called Full Potential. And something Jenny and I have done for the last 3, maybe 4 years is we typically pick like a word or a short phrase that is sort of like our phrase or word of the year. And it sort of, it casts a vision for where we want to be like a year from now. And so it's kind of part of like our New Year's tradition a little bit. This year it kind of lagged behind. So it was a little bit after that we came up with it. But this one is full potential. What we labeled and what I labeled this video and kind of this next series that I'm going to go through is what does full potential look like? And for me, part of starting the carnivore journey is very aligned with what that phrase means to us for this year. And so in this video, I want to share a little bit about what that means and how it can actually help you. If you're watching this video and you're thinking carnivore may or may not be something that you want to do, or if you're just thinking through, hey, I know that I don't want to be in the spot that I am right now, and I want to be better in different areas of my life moving forward, heading into next year or whatever that timeline looks for you. Using this idea of reaching your own full potential, I think is vastly different and better than this sort of current cultural norm around like, the word I would use would be like optimization. Now you see it everywhere. If you've been on the internet for 5 minutes, you've probably watched tons of like videos on optimizing your health and optimizing your wealth and optimizing every piece of your life so that you never miss a minute. And to be honest, it's just a bunch of BS that fills your schedule and fills your life with unnecessary things. And this is where you might think optimizing something and reaching its full potential mean the same thing, but they really don't. And what I'm learning through being on the carnivore diet is oftentimes reaching your full potential means removing things from your life, right? When we think about like removing certain foods from our diet, it's not always that those foods are even that bad for you. Sometimes it's removing those foods because they're keeping you from absorbing the nutrients from what you are intaking. And so one of the things that we've done when we think of kind of like a word for the year is then to go through different pillars in our life and think about what we look like in each of those pillars. So kind of set some goals, but for reaching your full potential, it's much more than that. It's step one has to be creating a vision for what full potential you looks like, what full potential Tim looks like in each of those areas of your life. And so we go through and we do like physical, mental, spiritual, family, and friends. Those are kind of the 5 areas that I'm focused on improving. And when I think about what does full potential Tim look like, I have a vision that I've crafted in sort of each of those areas, right? So what do I look like if I'm reaching my full potential? What does that look like for my health? What do I look like physically? How do I feel? What am I able to do and accomplish? Where are the limits, right? What's my performance look like? Could I get back into competitive athletics? How do I feel every single day when I wake up? How do I feel at the end of the day? How much energy do I bring to any environment that I'm in because I'm physically fit and because I'm reaching my full potential on the physical side? Same thing goes for like the mental side, right? Am I always learning? Am I growing as a human being? Am I getting sharper mentally? Am I adding things into my brain? Or am I just like filling it with a bunch of junk, right? In the same way that I would with a diet, am I just filling it by binge watching TV every night? Like, those things keep you from actually absorbing the nutrients that you're bringing in. So you could be doing a lot of great things in your life, let's say on the mental side, but then you spend 2 hours every night at the end of the day intaking garbage that just block your ability to actually absorb the nutrients of other things that you're doing. And so that's a really good way to think about it. It's, just like the carnivore diet, think about taking some things out instead of adding 50 things to your plate. When I think of like optimizing, I think of Brian Johnson. He's the guy that's like not trying to die or whatever. Some of what he's doing is cool, but like, I think his version of optimization is not helping him reach his full potential as a human being, right? There are other areas of your life that then not just dying or just your health. Now, I think that if you've been on the fence about like getting yourself healthy again, let me tell you, like, everything will start with your health. That's why it's kind of listed right there. It's like, if you can't even function throughout your day, you can't get up out of the couch, you can't get off the chair, you feel terrible every single day, it affects every other area of your life because you're not even operating from a good place. And so if you're like, I need to make a change, that is a great place to start. And once you do that, it's kind of like a big domino. Like, everything else will start to kind of click and fall into place. And yeah, I think that that's a great place. So like, if you're looking for a way to sort of reach your full potential and you're like, I don't really know what that looks like for myself, I would encourage you to spend time thinking through each of those areas: physical, mental, spiritual, family, and then friendships. And like, what does your full potential look like being a great friend to the people that are in your life? How do you show up for them every single day? How do you be a consistency in their life? How do you bring them stability? How do you raise them up and encourage them to reach their own full potential, right? That saying, like, a rising tide raises all boats. How are you the fountain and not the drain to your relationships? You are overflowing with energy. You're overflowing with life and abundance. And ultimately, you raise other people up because of that. You're not draining them of whatever is in their life. And you're always complaining about what's going on in the economy and what's happening around you and things that you have no control over. Guys, be a fountain and not a drain. And so that's like one of the quick things. I mean, I'm 61 days into carnivore, and it feels weird to maybe get something like that off of being on this diet, because most of the changes and the things that I'm seeing are physical, right? I'm still down. I'm down about 20 pounds. I'm getting in much better shape. I feel it on my workouts. Like, I can last a lot longer. I'm getting stronger. And it hasn't even been that long, guys. It's 2 months. 2 months, and I'm visually changing. And you can do the exact same thing as well. But I encourage you, again, your life is much more than just the physical. Your life is much more than just, feeling this great. Like, where do we do with that energy? Where do we place it? And how can you become the best version of yourself? One of the things that I've known for a long time, just based on my life events and what I've gone through in my life, and then the God-given gifts that I have and have been given and kind of identified over time, is, man, I was set here on earth to help other people reach their full potential. And only recently am I even starting to like really get clear on what my full potential even looks like. And so it doesn't even matter. Like, if you haven't even started the carnivore, or if you've been on this, like, all the comments that my wife and I read through every single one, and our minds were blown at how much of an impact it's had on people's life, just going against the grain, right? Not listening to common advice. I mean, our medical system's so broken and messed up. You can pretty much in anything in life just kind of follow the dollar signs, and that gives you a pretty clear picture or indication of why you're being told, what you're being told. And but I was so encouraged to see, like, it's not just us. It's not just me trying to get my health on track. There are so many people around the world who are taking the next steps. They're saying, hey, I have complete agency over how I feel. Like, I don't need somebody else to tell me how to do this. You can literally wake up and make the decision. And all it takes is one decision to change your entire life. For me, that happened 60 days ago. I go carnivore and I'm feeling completely different than when I started. And the same can happen for you as well. And that's what's cool, guys, is like, we don't have to play this victim mentality out here about, your health problems or the hand of cards that you've been dealt. You get to play them. You're at the table. And that's the thing to be, grateful about, is the fact that you're at the table playing. And it doesn't matter the hand of cards that you have. You're going to make the best of it, and you're going to do and focus on what you have control of, rather than focusing on all the things in the world happening around you that you don't have control of. And trust me, it gets easier. 61 days into this thing, I look at a cookie. I told you guys, I admitted my huge vice of like, man, I couldn't even like walk through the kitchen if we had ice cream in the freezer without taking a bite. And now I can actively, it's getting way easier. Like, I am surprising myself that I can say no to things. It is wild to me. And so I think you'll feel the same thing. You stick with this long enough, you get 30 days in, you're going to notice a big change in those cravings. You get 60 days in, you're going to really notice how you feel. And I think this is maybe why I'm talking about this today, is because 60 days in is where I no longer am just seeing the impact on my health. I'm seeing it in my relationships. I'm seeing it in how I show up as a dad, as a husband every day. I am showing up more consistently. I have more energy. I am filled with more life and passion. And I can say, like, it's probably not just me. I think probably most people can speak to that. If you stick with this long enough, the health sort of just pushes all the other dominoes down. And I'm encouraged to hear everybody's stories. Guys, one of the big things for me that actually got me started was watching a video like this, somebody talking about their experience with carnivore and what they're doing and what their life looks like. And that was compelling. But to be honest, what really set me over the edge in taking action was reading the comments on a video like this. Like what the comments from my last video are completely outrageous. Like, you can't ignore them. And so continue. If you're watching this video, continue to share your stories, share what you've been able to accomplish and what you're going through, and what, the problems and health problems that you've solved for yourself. Because you're not just encouraging me, you're encouraging every other single person that watches this video, and you're playing an active part in changing other people's lives. And that is honestly my entire goal, is just sharing my own personal experience and what I'm feeling and what I'm going through and what I'm dealing with and how the direction that I'm going towards, right? And I hope that it can just be a little bit of an inspiration for other people to do the same thing in their life. Because I know how good it feels right now. 61 days in, it does feel like I never want to turn back. And that's just something I don't know if I would have said like when I first started. I probably had my own doubts about how long I would go, or how involved I would be, whatever it looks like, right? For you, it takes one step. Just start, and I promise every single day will get easier. And you have a massive group of people who are doing the exact same thing as you, who are all headed in the same direction, trying to reach their full potential when it comes to their own health, when it comes to how they feel every day, when it comes to the impact that they want to make on others around them in their life. You've got this. You've got this. So today, week one of the Full Potential series, I'm going to continue to share not just what I'm working through on the mental side like you've heard today, but I'm going to continue to share what I'm doing on the physical side. So I'll share what I'm doing in some of my workouts. I'll keep you guys updated on, other maybe interesting things. I don't know if anybody's interested in like actually what I eat, because it's pretty boring. It's just a chuck roast cut into 2-pound bricks that I'm eating. And, I store them in my fridge. I sort of like dry age them in the fridge for, up to 2 weeks before it kind of gets a little too dry to eat and taste good anymore. But, and I just barbecue one a day in the afternoon or evening. But I'll share that, man. Like if I can offer any advice and what I'm learning too, I'm trying to keep it affordable with the meat and be like, hey, I can go buy a massive thing of chuck, $5.99 a pound from Costco and cut it into 2-pound bricks. And I know there's a lot of people that could roast me for like eating chuck because it's obviously not like a steak quality cut. But guys, it gets the trick done. I'm getting enough fat. All my bowel movements have been great. Like I feel like I have plenty of energy throughout the day, even when I'm hitting long, big workouts, like it's working. So I'll share anything that I can that can just give other people, again, that ounce of inspiration to get started and changing your life. I'll see you guys for week 2.